My name's Terry Bankert. This is FlintTalkRadio.com. It's January 9th, 2009. This is my program, Liberal and Live, where I recap my blogs of the last week or so. I have a thread called Good Morning Flint that's posted in a variety of locations. You can find it by going to attorneybankert.com and going to blog. I have it also posted in other places. FlintTalkRadio.com is a broadcast from the east side of Flint. This is a hobby operation. John Wilson and Steve Myers have put out their own cash to build a studio so that you, the general public, will have an opportunity to state your point of view on a variety of issues on the internet. You have to go out and build your own crowd. You have to learn how to do this stuff. But special thanks to John Wilson, and Steve Myers. And if you want to find out how you can be involved in grassroots democracy, Google Flint Talk Radio, and that'll take you to the link. On December 31st of '08, I blogged with the title Punishing Corporate Greed. Now, this is our era of sitting back and realizing that there's greed at the top. Big money will operate when they're unchecked, when millions and billions of dollars are at stake. Their greed, their self-interest, will cause behaviors that violate the law, violate the rules of the Securities Exchange Commission, or professional ethics if they're lawyers or accountants. Well, China has a unique way of punishing corporate executives that function in the basest forms of corporate greed. And here is the fact situation. You're in a country with 1 billion people. You're the head of a corporation that produces milk for babies. And you're scrambling to get your product to market. And the few restrictions that you have is you have to have a certain index of protein in the milk. And for some reason, maybe it's because you watered your product down, I don't know. So that for every gallon of whole milk, that gives you 5 gallons of this watered down milk so you can increase your profit margin. You throw some stuff in it that's basically poison. But when the milk's tested, it tests as a protein. I'm not going to get into the technical stuff because I don't even understand it, but I know that that was the theory. So you introduce a product that has nothing to do with milk to increase your likelihood of having this product pass inspection. And then your product, you then distribute it throughout your country, and your product begins to kill babies. Okay? Now, in the United States, there'd be a prolonged investigation, and companies would be fined. There'd be litigation against the company that might put the company out of business. In China, they call it criminal act, give you a trial, and put a bullet between your eyes. So there are times that maybe China's leading us in terms of how we should think about treating the corporate predators that truly harm us. Now, I'm not advocating summary execution. I'm just saying that maybe some of these things that have happened to us aren't just acts that will be remedied by civil litigation. These are criminal acts. These are acts that demand harsh criminal punishments. People should lose everything they've got that perpetuated it. Not necessarily their life, but all their assets. We need to be harsh and brutal. Exactly what caused the meltdown financially in the United States of America? Exactly why have we put $750 billion of tax money on the table? Just imagine how many schools that could have built. Imagine how many new teachers that could have hired for the inner city. But now we have to go do this. And I think that things that could be criminal should be criminal. That when the government decides to give sanctions to companies and individuals, they should be criminal sanctions. And we need to have hearings and trials so we understand. Because right now, I'm going on trust. Well, Nancy Pelosi, Carl Levin, and Dale Kelly and Jennifer Granholm tell me by their own public pronouncements that this stuff has to happen to save us now, then my view is save us now. But let's find out how this happened and correct it. And if anybody violated the law, let's punish them harshly and personally. So, on my thread, Good Morning Flint, I talk about China sets a world example of how to treat disgraced private sector executives. And I talk about the milk scandal in China. Well, you remember, China sent us also tainted product that they had to recall. They've been doing this for years and regularly. And some of their executives are going to get executed. They've already executed a governmental agency um, corrupt official that bribes to let things like this happen. He's been dead a long time. Right now, we got Bernie Madoff, or whatever this bozo's name is, sitting in a $7 million penthouse, and he took down the private sector for $50 billion. Well, so far, there's no public money involved in that. Um, but he needs to be prosecuted. And anybody that's messed with the public money, Congress, we need hearings. We should be relentless in understanding what happened to us and changing our society so it doesn't happen again. I'm not arguing for corporate, for summary execution. Of course, I'm not. But we need to take a look at how harshly other countries punish corporate greed. And I'm talking about the big companies at the top. I'm not talking about the small businessmen. Because see, there's a blind spot that we have. There's that area of national finance that maybe only Barney Frank and Obama and Biden and 20 or 30 other people really understand in the public sector. Well, these people need to guide us for the future, and we need to understand what just happened to us. $750 billion could have built a new school in every major jurisdiction in the country and staffed it. My name's Terry Bankert, and I'm pissed. This is my thread, flinttalkradio.com. It's January 9th, 2009. If you have any reactions to that, give me an email at attorneybankert.com. Thank you very much.